So there is a reason why there must be some reason why Tasneem, she was supposed to be here. I have to say that in true GMS style, where each girl is very confident about what she wants to do, Ella wanted to do something different, not necessarily computer science. In her application, she said she's interested in architecture. And so we didn't have any mentor actually in our pool of mentors. And so pitch one actually, I asked the mentors, pitch one went out, and we found Tasneem, who has 2 young children, but she loves kids, and she decided that she was very interested in mentoring Ella. So they've been working on this, and it was clear that she was doing something different from the other 4 girls, which I don't think that phased her out. And I'm very glad, because magic is not only about writing software, it's about STEM, and to learn how to combine various disciplines using technology is a great thing. And so I'm very glad that Ella has done that, and she'll present some of her work to you.
So I'm Ella, I'm in 7th grade. You'll learn about me, about my mentor, my learnings in architecture, my design process, how I consulted my clients, had a brainstorm sheet, and about my architectural designs. So I chose to do architecture this year because it's a learning experience, it's a potential career field, it's a really great creative process, and I wanted to try it and see how I could apply that experience. So I chose to start with a smaller project, which was designing a coffee table, which would go in my house, and the clients were my parents. Oops. So my mentor, her name is Tasneem Dalal. She's a UX, which is user experience designer. She works at Intuit, and she has a master's in architecture. She has 2 young sons. And so I learned that it's really different from other STEM fields, architecture, because computers are only supplementary to what you're doing. It really is about designing something systematically so that it will not fall over. And it currently has guidelines and like industry standards and city standards, but it's really anything systematically designed. And I learned my project has a really long scope because it takes a long time to design anything well. Because you brainstorm, you sketch ideas, you sketch your eventual design, and you build it. Or you get someone else to build it. And you always have a client, even if that client is yourself. So, it's my design process. So, we looked into these 3 softwares, SketchUp, AutoCAD, and Revit, but we didn't eventually put the program into any of them because we wanted it to be learning more about the end-to-end process of design rather than having it be about the computer software, because if you don't know how to process everything, you can't really use the computer just to draw shapes. So these are my clients, and I'm the designer, and we didn't actually end up building it this year because of the long project scope, but I'm planning on building it over the summer, so it will be a fun summer project. So I consulted my clients, or my parents, about their style. So our house is an Eichler house, it's mid-century modern, so we talked a little bit about that style and how we can design something to go along with it. So, and my client's style preference is similar, like wants stuff that will match the living space and not be completely out of place there. So I asked for inspirational pictures, and I chose some as a basis for the design and one that it's eventually closest to, which you'll see on the next slide. And I made a mood board or brainstorm sheet, which looked like this. So this was about halfway through the process I drew this, and my design actually changed quite a bit since then. Like this, what you see in the middle, I didn't end up drawing that out because of design complications, and we weren't really sure how to build it. We discussed a couple things, but we eventually decided to keep it really simple. And I took some cutouts of wood shades to see what would go best. So we're going to use a stain instead of actually picking a wood that particular color. It was what we eventually decided. And this was one of our inspirational photos, and our table is most similar to this one out of all of them.
Sorry, I'm having trouble with it.
So I finally drew the final architectural designs, and you'll find them on my table next door. So thank you.